He cut Slim. We saw him. With the knife? Yeah, we saw him do it. Look at that. Cut it. Come on, that blacksmith. We're off the fire, King. Get a doctor.
Hey, Uncle Billy! Uncle Billy!
All right.
Uncle Billy, I got this report. You dead on me.
Oh, no.
You ain't dead on me. Will you get out of here?
You already out of the game.
Get out.
You're out.
Get out of here.
Oh, no.
Get away. Uncle Billy. He missed it.
Rome, please, will you? Wait on this is an important game here now.
Keep still.
We're tension.
Let me talk to you.
Golly, I don't see how the South ever lost the war with a guy that could argue like you did.
Uncle Billy.
What is the matter? You've already made me lose the game.
Uncle Billy, I got a client.
Oh, well, who is it? What's the matter with him?
Gillis, you know, Mr. Bagby's man.
Huh?
What's that, Bob Gillis? What's he done?
He cut up Flem Tally.
Yeah?
And right after he gave himself up, he sent for me.
Well, I'll be kicked by a mule. Did he cut him bad?
Well, I can't tell yet. Gee, Uncle Billy, he sent for me. It'll be the biggest case in your whole court session, and I'll be defending him.
Well, I wouldn't gloat too soon now.
Oh, don't you worry. Hey, Ellie Mae!
Hey, yeah, I'm going to get down to the jail and see what that fellow's got to say for yourself. I'm going to see Tully.
Darn robbers, they robbed us out of there, Herman. Now, you better get on down there with me because you're liable to get a chance to go as bail.
Ellie Mae! Ellie Mae, I got a client.
Oh, Rome, I knew you would.
Come on over. I want you to talk to Uncle Billy and tell you all about it.
That sort of novelty, Herman, the barber getting cut up. Whoever cut him up couldn't have cut him much if they used the barber's razor.
Where's Rome? I won't have it, that's all. He's getting mixed up with that kind of people.
Oh, what's he done now?
Well, he's done enough.
Mother, what's the matter? Something wrong?
If you're in the habit of discussing your affairs before strangers, I'm not.
Well, Ellie Mae's not a stranger.
Excuse me, Rome, I'll go.
No, wait.
All right. I have nothing to hide.
Carrie, what's the matter? Have you been out in the sun too much?
You shut up, William Priest. I hold you responsible for everything that's happened. Are you going to defend that man?
Mr. Gillis? You bet I am.
Oh, no, you're not.
Mother, what do you mean I'm not?
I suppose you know what's behind this drunken brawl? No? Well, then I'll tell you. They were fighting over that girl in a saloon.
Mother, that's not so.
Carrie, you can accumulate more misinformation in a shorter time than anybody who told you all this rigmarole.
Virginia made you.
Who?
Virginia made you.
Oh.
She got it straight from her father.
And brought it straight to you.
She wanted to warn Rome.
I know you've never liked me, Mrs. Priest. I know you've tried to stop Rome from going with me. And I know you think I'm not good enough for him. But let me tell you something. If Rome were half as mean as you are, he wouldn't be good enough for me.
Well, of all things.
Carrie, looks like you run second.
Oh, no, I don't. If Rome's father were alive, he'd back me up. Rome's already got himself talked about all over town with this girl, and I'm not going to have him publicly defending her in court.
Well, Rome, see how your mother feels about it, so looks like you lost your first client. It's certainly hard to get, too.
No, Uncle Billy, I haven't lost anything.
Rome?
Mother, I think I'm old enough to know my own mind. I said I'd defend Mr. Gillis, and I'm going to go through with it.
Right this way, Reverend. Have that chair there, please, sir. Hi, Irvin. Hi, Luke. How are you? All right.
Court now called to order. We'll have a long session.
May it please the court. I would point out that for many years, a political and personal difference has existed between your honor and myself. Now that I am a candidate for the exalted office which you have held for so many years, those differences have reached a point where, for the protection of the people, I must demand an impartial trial judge.
Perhaps I'm getting deaf, but the fact had never reached me before. Are you insinuating that you won't get full justice in this court?
I maintain that my language was sufficiently plain for any comprehension, however obtuse. But I will make it even franker. I charge, in the presence of two witnesses, you took sides with defendant Gillis in a prior attack upon this plaintiff.
I've been sitting on this bench for nigh on 20 years, and nobody has ever asked me to step down.
I'll file an affidavit of prejudice.
That won't hardly be necessary.
Then I call upon you, Judge Priest, to vacate the bench during this trial and yield your place to a qualified judge.
I'm not denying, Senator, that you kind of took my breath away. I guess I had just sort of got the habit that I was took for granted here on this bench. Gosh, I was putting you raised in this courtroom. When I quit fighting, 65, for what we thought was right, I kind of calmed down, found out I couldn't lick the whole United States. I come back here to my hometown, and I put up my shingle. It wasn't long before I was sitting on that bench. Maybe I did have a hankering for the spirit of the law, not the letter. But as far as I know, nobody ever found cause to complain till now. Now, you jury, you forget everything that I've said. And my feelings has no place in the records of this trial. Now, if you will excuse me, neither side has any objection. I'd like to ask the Honorable Floyd Fairley if he won't come up here and take my place on on the bench.
Well, what happened then? Gentlemen of the jury, in plain language, the defendant here burst in upon these three worthy citizens.
I object, Your Honor. I deny that my client ever burst into any place or anything.
Objection sustained. So be it, Your Honor. Nevertheless, I shall demonstrate that my young friend's client here did burst into something. That armed with a lethal weapon, to wit, a dirk, dagger, or knife of deadly length and deadly sharpness, he burst into Mr. Talley's quivering flesh.
I object, Your Honor.
Objection sustained. Your Honor's humble servant bows to Your Honor's august ruling. In due time, Mr. Talley's scarred and mutilated person will bespeak the verity of my claim with a silent eloquence far exceeding the powers of my poor tongue.
We was playing bottle pool when he come in and attacked at me.
Didn't you attack him with a billiard cue?
Not until after he come at me with a knife.
Well, it's just like Flem says. We wasn't paying him no mind until he come looking for Flem.
But weren't you three all armed with billiard cues?
Well, never heard of nobody playing pool without them.
It's just like Flamin' Joe says. He come in looking for trouble.
You don't like the defendant, do you?
Who does?
Your Honor, the defense is through with the witness.
I should think my young learned colleague would be glad to be through with the witness. Your Honor, the prosecution rests.
Before the defense proceeds, this court recesses for half an hour.
I don't know why you did it, Mr. Gillis. The Judge Priest told me what happened in the barber shop. Oh, you've got to tell the jury.
They'd never convict you in a million years if they knew you were defending a girl's name.
Don't you see? You can't think of me now. You've got to think of yourself.
Look, Mr. Gillis, I don't want to bring Ellie Mae's name into this thing any more than you do. But she's right. They can give you 10 years for assault. And the way Maydew's working on the jury, they'll give you the limit.
Oh, you've got to tell the truth, Mr. Gillis. Don't you see? You've got to.
I ain't going to tell him anything. Yes, sir. Tally lied all the way through. And Herringer and Gab Ride, they lied too. It was 3 against 1 in Billy Gaynor's back room, and it's 3 against 1 in this here courtroom.
Have you ever been in any other cutting scrape in town before?
No, sir.
That's all.
One moment. Where do you come from, Mr. Gillis?
I ain't a saying.